Gopika Kanda Radha Namaste Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasude Devi Pranamami Haritri Vanchakalpadrubhishya Kripa Sindhubhya Patitana Bhavanibhya Vaishnavebhyo Namo Vishnupadaya Vishnuprishthaya Bodhale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namah Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashadireshitari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare. So in the fourth chapter we saw why is Krishna appearing, right? When he appears, what are the reasons, and why should we know about Krishna's appearance? All these things, right? So Krishna says, "Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyutanam adharmasyam tadatmanyam srijamyaham." Right? So Krishna comes to re-establish dharma, and also whenever there is fall in the religious principles, Krishna appears. And why Krishna appears? Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya chatushkrita dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Right? So paritranaya sadhana, to protect the devotees, then to annihilate the miscreants, that is to destroy the demons, and to establish dharma. Okay, so these are the reasons by which Bhagavad Gita says these are the reasons why Krishna appears. But what is the real reason Krishna appears? Is this for only these three reasons Krishna comes? Yes, anybody knows?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mamta
Yes,
Mother.
to do the Leela and spend time with the devotees and
Yeah,
to
very good.
fulfill the desire of the devotees.
Yeah, so why is Krishna doing Leelas? Manaja Mataji, you know? Why is Krishna doing this pastime? Yes, Mataji said that Krishna appears mainly to do his pastimes, to do his leelas, and to spend time with the devotees or to please the devotees, to give pleasure to the devotees. But why is actually Krishna doing the leelas? It's not only to give pleasure to the devotees, but to
punish the miscreants and establish dharma.
That's all primary reasons. That's all secondary reasons. Basic.
So that other people can listen and learn, and they can become devotee too.
Yes, so that they can attract these leelas. Can see, now you see, like when the Kartik month comes, you show the beautiful form of the Lord, or the Damodar form of the Lord. So many will get attracted, right? The cute form of Krishna as a baby getting tied in the motor. So they'll be attracted to know the leela. What happened actually? Why did Yashodamaya tie Krishna like this? And then when they hear all these pastimes, they get attracted because Krishna is in their heart as Paramatma, right? So definitely, like the iron chillets, when it is rusted, it won't get attracted to the magnet. But when you remove the rust, automatically it gets attracted to the magnet. Similarly, we're all already Krishna conscious. Only thing is Maya is covering, different grades of Maya is covering all of us. We were actually devotees. We are all spirit souls in spiritual world. But because of so many reasons and desires and karma and so many things, lust and all the anarthas, it's been covered. So like a child, already the walking capacity is inbuilt in the child, right? A child can walk, except some disease condition, but we just have to give some training, then the child walks on his own, and then runs, and then can even get Olympic gold medal. So similarly, we need a push. So the Krishna does these pastimes so as to attract the fallen souls or to reclaim the pious souls. Okay, so before going into that chapter, we should know a little bit about Krishna's appearance, or who is Krishna. Krishna is Avatari, actually, Swayam Rupa. And from there comes the Swayam Prakasha. Yes, Siddharth Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Is the Leela is also, one is to attract, is it also to give a glimpse to the souls, to the living beings that, this is something which is eternal. This is already running in the spiritual world. So a glimpse of, like, everything is a perverted image, but this is something which is not a perverted image. This is something real.
Yeah. So to just like a trailer, like what is in the spiritual world, how is the spiritual world going to be, or what are the pastimes, and how we can also be involved in one of these pastimes of Krishna. So yes, so to attract us towards the towards Lord and his abode, and to show us that how Krishna's lives or Krishna's life is in the spiritual world. Yes. So these are the reasons why Krishna does the pastime. Now, when we come to ISKCON, they all say, why you worship only Krishna, Krishna, Krishna? You don't even worship Vishnu. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Rameshwar, Ranganath Swami temple, and it was for South India tour, and he met Venkata Bhatt. So Venkata Bhatt was Sri Sampradaya, they worship Vishnu, and Gaudiyas, they worship Krishna. So then what's the difference, right? And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said one thing. So is there any real difference? Krishna, Vishnu, is one and the same?
Yes, there is a difference. Just now we talked that the Leelas, so many Leelas which are there, and Vishnu is an expansion, but the Supreme Personality of God, it is Krishna. That's the difference.
That means avatari, the source is Krishna and others are expansion. So Vishnu is also expansion. Like Vishnu is actually, if your father is the principal in your college, okay, so in college you can't call him father, he is your principal, but the same father comes home, he can play with you chess or whatever it is, he's your father there. So it's like that. Krishna is in more madhurya ras and Sakhya and Valsalya ras. Vishnu is in Aishwarya Bhav. So that's Vaikuntha form. Okay, that is one thing. And as Prabhu said, yes, Krishna is Swayam Avatari. Like you have 100 candles, you can light 100 candles using one candle. The one candle remains the source. Similarly, Krishna is the source, Avatari. We'll see it in this Goloka chart. Okay, so this is Swayam Rupa Krishna. And then you have the first expansion is Balram. Yes, Preet Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji,
Mataji,
yeah.
but it's very difficult sometimes, when you have to convince people on this, because all of them will come back with the Dashavatar of Vishnu, right? They say,
yeah.
Krishna is an avatar.
I'm coming to it. I'll show you where the Dashavatar actually comes and why people are saying it. Vishnu gives to the Dashavatar. It's actually right in one way. But we'll see who's behind it. Okay, so it starts with Krishna. Just wait and listen carefully from here. So it's Krishna who's actually the source, the avatari here. And then the first expansion is Balram. And from Balram comes the first Chaturvyuha, which is Vasudeva, Sankarshna, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Okay, these are nothing but the four-handed form of the Lord with different weapons like conch shell, shankha, and all that. What makes them differ? Does anyone know? How do you differ Vasudeva from Sankarshna, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha? From the picture itself, you can make out.
But the hands in which they are holding each of these.
The weapons, yes, very good. So when the hands which you can see, Vasudeva is holding chakra on the left hand, but then Aniruddha has shankha, and Pradyumna has the club, and Sankarshna has, is that lotus? Okay, so like that, that's the difference. So first Krishna expands to Balram, and Balram is the one expands the first Chaturvyuha, which is Vasudeva, Sankarshna, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And it's Sankarshna which expands to Lord Narayana. And from Lord Narayana comes the second Chaturvyuha, which is Dvidiya Chaturvyuha, which is again Vasudeva, Mahasankarshna, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. This Mahasankarshna give rise to the Purusha avatars of the Lord, which is Karnadakshay Vishnu, Garbhadakshay Vishnu, and Kshirodakshay Vishnu. Karnadakshay Vishnu is actually Mahavishnu, who's lying in the Kaushal ocean, who is responsible for creation. Garbhadakshay Vishnu lies in the Garbhadaka ocean. From his navel, the lotus comes, and the 14 planetary systems are there, and Brahma also. Kshirodakshay Vishnu is Paramatma in our heart. Okay, you understood? And it's Kshirodakshay Vishnu who's taking these avatars, which are the Leela avatar, Guna avatar, Shakti avatar, Yuga avatar, Manvantar avatar. The Leela avatar has Malsya, Kurma, Varaha, all the Dashavatars. So that's why people say, all of them say that Vishnu has the Dashavatar. But in Dashavatar, you say Keshavadrida Meena Sharira. Who's Keshava? Who's the killer of the Keshi demon? Who's Krishna? You go back. From where did Kshirodakshay Vishnu come? From Garbhadakshay Vishnu. From where did he come? Karadakshay. And you trace back. There's Krishna on top. This people don't know. Many of them don't know. That's why they think Vishnu is all around. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Venkata Bhatt, if Vishnu is the supreme, then why is Lakshmi Devi still doing meditation in Vrindavan to enter into Rasa Leela? Why she's not able to enter into Rasa Leela? So, these are the some discussions to be. It's a long discussion, but I'm giving a glimpse of it. That it's Kshirodakshay Vishnu who's actually taking all these avatars actually, but it's Krishna who's, it's like what do you say? The same father comes to the office and he becomes your boss. Like that. It's the same, but it's just expansion. Okay. So all of this is clear for all of you. Any doubts? Krishna has many avatars. It's like waves of the ocean. The Dashavatar is the 10 main avatars which Jayade Goswami, who composed Gita Govinda, and the Dashavatar Stotra, he took. But in that, there is actually Keshava Drida, Buddha Sharira, all that. Yes, Jyoti Mataji?
Mataji, Hare Krishna. I just have doubt on the Purusha Avatar, Leela Avatar. What are the difference, Mataji? All this like below, like Guna Avatar and Yuga Avatar.
Yeah, very good. So each avatar has different reasons. Like Leela Avatar means these avatar have come to perform a particular pastime, Leela. Like, for example, the four Kumaras, the Narada, to retrieve all the conditioned souls, Malsya, Kurma, all these comes under Leela Avatar. They have come for a pastime, particular pastime. And Guna Avatar means Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva is responsible or in charge of the 3 gunas of material world. Like the Brahma is in charge of the mode of passion, Rajaguna. Vishnu is in charge of the mode of goodness, Sattvagun, and Lord Shiva is in charge of Tamogun. Not like Lord Shiva is under Tamoguna. No, he's in charge of. So this is Gunavatar. And Purusha Avatar is the main expansions of the Lord, who is actually responsible for creation, maintenance, and all that. So that is Karanadasha Vishnu, Garbhadasha Vishnu, and Shiradasha Vishnu. Okay, this Purusha Avatar. And Shakti Aveshavatar means empowered incarnations. Like you can again put Lord Brahma, Kritu Maharaj, and all in this. And Yuga Avatar is in each Yuga, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, all that Krishna comes. And Manvantara Avatar. Yes, Preet Mataji?
Mataji, what is the source for this Goloka chart, this chart, Mataji? What are the sources?
It is given down, that is from Bhagavatam. So this is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So this will be explained in your temple of Vedic Planetarium. When you come to Mayapur, it's building up. So I think by another 2 years, this is going to come. So you can see here Garbhadaksha ocean, where Garbhadaksha Vishnu is lying. Okay. And from his navel, the 14 planetary system comes. And in that 14 planetary system, you can see all the lokas, the heavenly planets and hellish planets. You can see Bur, that is earth, where we live. And there is Bhuvar, Swar, Maharlok, Janalok, Tapalok, and Satyalok. Satyalok is where Lord Brahma lives. And then below Bur, we have Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala. These are the hellish planets. So you can see there. And this is a material world, actually. This is how the material universe is about. Andandarasta Paramanacha. It's like an atom. It's like an anda in a form of an egg. And above that, if you go, that is Ramadevi, Mayadevi, Shambhu, and the Satashiva Loka. Then there is the Brahmajyoti. And above is the spiritual world, which is the Vaikunta planet. But in Vaikunta planet, you can see the Lord is in Vishnu form, the 4-handed form with Lakshmi Devi in Aishwarya Bhav. And above that is, you can see Ayodhya, and Dwaraka, Jagannath Puri, and Mathura. And the topmost is Goloka Vrindavan, where it's like a lotus. And you can see Radha Krishna with all the Sakhis, Lalita, Vishaka, Induleka, and all, and the Manjaris. And also you can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here, right? Who's not different from Radha Krishna. So this is a Goloka chart. This is how our whole planetary system is. Like this, millions and billions of planetary systems are there. But this part is very important. Okay, how Krishna expands. So I like to explain that so that you don't have any confusion. Okay, now we'll go to today's topic of discussion about the chapter 4. Verse 9 was discussed. I think we discussed now. Janma Karma Jame Divyam. Why should we know about Krishna?
Yes, we discussed, Mataji.
Okay, so 9th sloka says, Janma Karma Jame Divyam Evam Yovedi Tatvata Tyaktva Punar Janma Naiti Mamedi Sarjana. Right? So Krishna says, if we know about the activities and appearance of Krishna, then no more coming back. Punarjanma Naidi Mamedi Sarjana. We go back to Krishna. That's why we are knowing about Krishna. Okay, so we'll go to 4.10 today. Vidaraga Bhaya Krodha Manmayamam Upashitaha Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Madbhavamakataha. So what does Krishna says? Being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in Krishna, taking refuge in Krishna. Many persons in the past have become purified by knowledge, and thus they are all attained transcendental love for Krishna. So by getting knowledge, by getting spiritual knowledge, what happens? Our love for Krishna increases, and then all the anarthas in us will go away. So it's very important, okay, to get knowledge. That's why we are doing this Bhakti Shastri, all the degrees, so that it's not just for scholarship. It's actually for understanding Krishna. Vedesha sarver ahameva vedam. The main purpose of understanding Krishna is to study Veda, is to understand Krishna. Okay, so who are these? You can see bubbles in the ocean and fish in the ocean. Does anyone know the comparison? Who are compared to bubbles in the ocean? Yes, Balaji Prabhu.
Mataji, bubbles are the Mayavadis,
Yeah.
and fish in the ocean are the devotees. And here also shark and fish, that distinction is there.
Yeah,
So
can you
neophyte
explain
and
why is
advanced.
Mayavadi called as a bubble?
So I mean, it's like they actually want to merge into the Brahman effulgence. So they are like bubbles in the ocean. So it will come and go. So they can't forever stay there. But fishes like shark, they actually go very deep into it, and they are actually not bothered or not what to say. I mean, by this thing, rivers coming into the ocean, they don't get bothered about that.
Yes. So bubbles, as Prabhu said, yeah, bubbles, as Prabhu said, yes, the bubbles, what happens, they merge into the ocean, right? The bubbles are created again and again, and they merge. And once they merge, again they are created. So similarly, Mayavadis or Brahmavadis, they merge into Brahma Jyoti, that's called Sarija Mukti. Again, Aruhi Krichena Param Padam Tat Patantiyata. Again, they fall down. Again, there is Punarjanma, and again is created. But a fish in the ocean never loses its individuality. It doesn't merge with the ocean. Similarly, a devotee doesn't want to merge into the Brahma Jyoti. He or she likes to swim in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in the ocean of ecstasy of devotional service. Because the happiness which we get from devotional service is much, much more when compared to the happiness you get by merging into the Brahman effulgence. Brahmananda is very, very less, like a water in the calf's footprint, when compared to Sevananda, which is like an ocean. Okay, so devotees are compared to fish. In that, there are small fishes who are neophyte devotees who are swimming on the surface. And as Prabhu said, like big fishes, they go down, you can see pebbles and everything, who enjoys the Bhakti Rasa. And they are not bothered about anything else. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says, Ado Shraddha Tada Sadhu Sangha Tado Bhajana Kriya Tado Anartha Nivrittasya Tado Nishta Ruji Tada Asakti Tado Bhava Tada Prema. So these are the 9 stages of Bhakti. There are 9 types of Bhakti, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all that. And this is 9 stages in Bhakti. Okay, like Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishta Ruji, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. So what do you mean? Okay, anybody can unmute. What is Shraddha? Shraddha.
Faith, Mataji.
Faith. Okay, Shraddha is faith. Sadhu Sangha?
Devotee association.
Association of devotees. Bhajana Kriya?
Nama Sankirtana.
Spiritual master and
Yeah, accepting a spiritual master and doing all the Sankirtan and everything. Anartha Nivritti?
when we take when we approach spiritual master, all our anarthas get purified.
Like the Kama, Krodha, Lopa, Moha, Mada, Malsarya. Okay. Nishta?
Steadiness in Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, steadiness or fixed. Okay, that means a stage where that no more fall down happens. Ruchi?
Taste in the Hari
Taste.
Nam.
So yeah, everyone will start getting taste once we get to Nishta. Then Asakti?
Attachment to the holy name.
Attachment. Okay, so Asakti means so much attachment that you don't feel like sleeping a day without chanting, like that. So much attachment. Asakti. Bhava? Bhava. Does anyone know Bhava? Like there are 5 different stage of Bhava with the Lord. Like Rasa.
Madhurya Rasa and all.
Yes,
Madhurya
yes.
Sa.
The primary rasas like Sakya, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Valsalya, and Madhurya. And Prema is pure love. Okay. So these are the 9 stages of Bhakti, like 9 stages where we are in Bhakti. So Shraddha means faith. So Navavida Bhakti, these are the 9 types of Bhakti. There is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam. Atmanivedam. So does anyone know, just by Shravanam, who's the one who got moksha? Just by hearing.
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj. Kirtana? Who's the one who actually...
Mataji.
Who? Shukadev Goswami. Smaranam?
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj,
Prahlad. Pada Sevana?
Lakshmi Devi,
Lakshmi Devi. Archana? Archana. Archana is Prithu Maharaj. Vandana?
Maharaj.
Vandanam is Akrura. Dasyam?
Dhruv Maharaj.
Hanuman.
Hanuman. Sakyam?
Arjuna.
Arjuna
Arjuna.
and
Atmanivedan?
Bani Maharaj.
all gopis.
And who did all the 9 devotional service?
Ambarish Maharaj.
Ambarish Maharaj.
Ambarish Maharaj. Very good.
Ambarish Maharaj.
So Prabhupada quotes about Ambarish Maharaj in so many places. He says that Ambarish Maharaj engaged in all the 9 different types of devotional service. Now, when we do devotional service, how we approach Krishna, Krishna reciprocates the same way. Ye yetam mam prabatyam detam sadaiva pachame mama vartmanu vartante manishya partha sarvashah. Ye yetam mam prabatyam. Krishna says, as you surrender, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respect, O son of Pritha. So, gopis approach Krishna and Madhurya Ras, Krishna also reciprocates the same way. Yashoda Maya in Valsalya Ras, Krishna reciprocates the same way. So, how we approach Krishna, Krishna reciprocates the same way. So, you can see how Krishna was in Valsalya Ras with Yashoda Maya. Okay, and with cows, he was in Shanta Ras. With Balram, which rasa he was in with Balram? With Balram, Krishna was in which rasa?
Dasya and Sakya.
Sakya Rasa.
Not only Sakya. Huh? Sakya is there. Then what else?
And parent too. Parent
All the 5 rasas. All the
Madhuri also, Mataji.
everyone.
Madhuri was too.
Balram is the only one who had all the 5 rasas with Krishna. How? Balram in Shantaras, Balram expands as Mridanga, Kartal. Balram is Anandashesh. Anandashesh on which Mahavishnu lies. So in that way, he is in Shantaras serving Krishna. Then Sakya, along with the cowherd boys, he was also one of the boys who plays with Krishna. So in Sakyaras, Dasya, you can see when Krishna is tired, Balram massages Krishna's lotus feet, and the other way around also. So in Dasya also, he's like a servant. And Valsalya, he's like an elder brother, Dauji. Like he takes care of Krishna wherever Krishna goes. He takes care. He sees that Krishna is well behaved and all, as an elder brother. So, and then Madhurya, Krishna, Balram also expands as Ananga Manjari and participates in Ras Leela. So in all the 5 rasas, Balram is the only one who's there in all the 5 rasas, because he's just the first expansion of Krishna. And then Krishna reciprocates to Shishupal in another way, because Shishupal also saw Krishna in an envious way. So these are the rasas we have with the Lord, the 5 rasas. As we advance in devotional service, we develop one rasa with Krishna, and that is our eternal rasa. Okay, and whatever our desire is, Bhagavatam says, Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama utarati tivrena bhakti yogena yajete purusham param. Whatever your desire is, you have to do bhakti. Akama, you have no desires. Sarva kama, you have so many desires. Moksha kama, your desire is liberation. Then tivrena bhakti yogena, you have to do devotional service sincerely to Krishna. Okay, that's what we should do. So, whatever our desire is, we have to approach Krishna only. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim yajandahi devataha iha devataha shipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship demigods. Quickly, of course, men get results from fruitive work in this world. So demigod worshippers, like when they worship demigods, they are considered less intelligent. Alpa buddhe, almedasa. Why? Why is demigod worshippers considered alpa medasa? Less intelligent.
Because that doesn't lead to liberation. That only gives only results and some fruitive results.
Yes. So that means they're asking for temporary results. Like just for temporary results. They are not actually, there is a story, a lady, she carries a heavy weight of this firewood from the forest to her house. She lives in a small hut. She's very poor. So she carries lot of wood on her head and she comes like a bundle. So when she came, God came in a disguised form and he asked, do you want any help? I can give you any help. I can give you money. I can give you anything you want. So you know what help she asked? She asked, can you please help me to keep this bundle on my shoulder instead of my head? It's paining. And then Krishna helped her to put that bundle on the shoulder. What's the difference? If the bundle is on the head or the shoulder, the weight is still there. No, she could have even asked for moksha, as Prabhu said. That's the ultimate goal. So demigods, they give you temporary results like wealth and money, fame and all that, which will bind you in this material world only. Mukti pradatam sarvesham Vishnu revana samsheha. Lord Shiva even have said that mukti can be given only by Vishnu because he is the only one who is liberated. If your hands and legs are tied and you put into the ocean, can you untie yourself? Or somebody who's tied up can help you? No. Somebody who's liberated or free can come and untie you. Like that, a spiritual master or Krishna who's already liberated can help us. But demigods are already under the three modes. They are also into the repeated birth and death cycle. So they can give you temporary results, which will help you to be in this material world, but not go out of birth, death, old age, disease cycle. So the demigods are not different from, they are not different forms of God, but they are God's different parts and parcel. God is one, Krishna, one without a second. And the part and parcel are many. The Veda says, Nitya Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam, Eko Bahunam Yuditadikam. Like, so Krishna is one. And so also Brahma Samhita says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So Ishvara Parama Krishna, he is the supreme. Okay. The demigods are part and parcel of the Lord, like watering the root of the tree, of putting the food to the stomach. These are the two examples. Okay. So when you water the root of the tree, the whole tree gets nourished. When you put food to the stomach, the whole body gets nourished. Today I was listening to Prabhupada. Prabhupada says that one day all the body parts went to strike. The hands, legs, everything, mouth, everything went for a strike. And then they told we're not putting food to the stomach anymore. Or if stomach is not doing any work, and we are doing all the work. And then what happened? Each day, the hand, legs, and all became weak and weak and weak. Then they understood stomach is the one who is actually doing the digestion. So similarly, Krishna is the one who is actually giving you all the benediction. Okay. Yeah, and Krishna says, Chaturvarnya maya srishtam guna karma vipakashaha tasya kartaram apimam niti akartram avyayam. So Chaturvarnya maya srishtam. Krishna have created the 4 varnas and ashramas. Brahmanas, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras. So Krishna, according to the 3 modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the 4 divisions of human society are created by Krishna. And although he is the creator of the system, we should know that he is a non-doer, unchangeable. Okay. Chaturvarnya Mayas Krishna. Krishna have created. You can see the Brahmanas, who's the head of the society. Can somebody live without a head? No. So Krishna, Brahmanas are supposed to do Padan, Yajan, Dana, all that. So they have supposed to study Vedas and give spiritual knowledge. Kshatriyas, they protect the community. Vaishyas, Krishi, Goraksha, Vanijya. They have to do agriculture, take care of the cows and all that. And Shudras is the helping community. So Krishna have created the 4 types of people for what? Chaturvarnya system, guna, based on guna and karma. Not that we are born in a Brahmin family, it doesn't make me as a Brahmana. Just because you're born as a son of a doctor, you doesn't become a doctor. You have to undergo the training. Na? Similarly, that's why Brahmanic initiation is given in ISKCON. That's called second initiation, where we come to the qualification of a Brahmana. Okay. So that is just not by birth. It is by guna and karma. Krishna have decided it based on our quality and the work we do. In spite of his creating the 4 divisions of human society, Lord Krishna does not belong to any of these divisions because he is not a conditioned soul, a section of whom form human society. Human society is similar to any other animal society, but to elevate men from animal status, the above mentioned divisions are created by the Lord for the systematic development of Krishna consciousness. This is called the Varnashrama system. 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas. What are the 4 Ashramas? 4 Ashramas? Yes.
Brahmacharya,
Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa.
and sannyasa.
Yeah. So first is brahmacharya ashram, and then there is grihastha, there is vanaprastha and sannyas. Okay. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phalaspriha iti mamyo api janati karma pirna sabhatyate. So what is Krishna saying? There is no work that affects Krishna, nor do he aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about Krishna does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. So natasta karyam karanam cha vidyate. Krishna says there's nothing for him to do. Why? Krishna can just glance and do creation. Krishna has different agents, like you can see the president, prime minister. They have different other sections, no? Chief or the other departments like finance department, sports, and everything managed by different people. So they just have to take care of everything in an overall thing. They don't have to personally go and do anything because they have agents. Krishna has agents, all the demigods. So he doesn't have to do anything actually, right? But everything is done by him. Like because without his sanction nothing happens. So Krishna, just because he appeared as a son of Vasudeva, he doesn't become a kshatriya. Just because he went to Vrindavan and grazed the cows, he doesn't become a Vaishya, because he is above the three modes. He's transcendental. The varna and ashrama is for conditioned souls. So living entity is responsible for his own acts. The Lord only gives him facilities through the agency of material nature, the external energy. Anyone who is fully conversant with all the intricacies of this law of karma, of fruitive activities, does not become affected by the results of his activities. In other words, the person who understands the transcendental nature of the Lord is an experienced man in Krishna consciousness, and thus he is never subjected to the law of karma. एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं पुरुवे पूर्वतरं कृतम्. All the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. So Krishna says, Arjuna, you're a kshatriya. You're supposed to fight, right? So you come to do a human-like pastime. Okay, Arjuna is the eternal associate of the Lord, but still he has come in a form to do his pastime. So Krishna is like, as a kshatriya, you're supposed to do your duty. So he's like, liberated souls, okay, pure souls understand. So you're also a liberated soul. So those who are full of dirty things can take to the line of Krishna consciousness for gradually cleansing process, Prabhupada says, and following the regulative principles of devotional service. Those who are already cleansed in the impurities may continue to act in the same Krishna conscious way, so that others may follow their activities and thereby be benefited. Okay. So sloka 16 to 24 is about understanding karma on the platform of jnana. Kim karma, okay, 14, 5, yeah. Kim karma kim akarmeti kavayo api atra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshami yajnatva mokshase ashubhat. Even the intelligence are bewildered in determining what is action, what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. I think in this class we had a discussion, right? Not this class or another class. Action and inaction. See, action means it will bind you into this material world. Like you do some karma, there is good reaction and bad reaction for it. And what is inaction then? What is inaction?
Action without any attachment is inaction.
So that means like a nishkama karma?
Yes.
Yes, nishkama karma is inaction.
Okay. So what if in nishkama karma also some kind of attachment can develop, right? We can't do pure nishkama karma.
Yes, we can always desire for the Krishna.
Yeah, so something in Krishna conscious activities can be called as an inaction. It looks like no activity. Like, for example, you go to a temple and you see brahmacharis. So like, what are they doing? Normally, the concept in about ISKCON is like, because they don't like to work in the karmi world, they don't like to do a profession, they run away to the temple. And they do nothing there. That's what they think. But actually, you go to a temple, no brahmacharis in temple is resting for even 1 minute, because they have so much preaching work, so much book distribution, so much preaching work is happening, right? So that's what, so this is how inaction is. So it looks like, so Krishna conscious activities look like no activity, but you actually go inside, you know, so much of activities there, right? Even cooking for book for the Lord and taking prasadam, cleaning the temple, dressing the deities, book distribution, preaching, so much of activities happening. But it looks like inaction. Why? Because there is no karma binding. So nishkama karma also can be included, but there shouldn't be completely no attachment. But inaction basically means akarma, which is like, so action and inaction, inaction, inaction. We'll discuss that later. But you know action and inaction now. Karmano hi api bodhavyam chapi karmanaha akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano kadihe. The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is and what forbidden action is, what inaction is. I'll come to it. Okay. So karma, basically you are like action you're performing, right? In terms of one's own prescribed duties. So karma can have good karma, bad karma. Like good karma means you have pious activities, and bad karma is like a vikarma, action which are performed by the misuse of one's freedom, right? Which will lead us to that lower form of life. Vikarma is breaking the laws of God or doing something which is not given in the Shastra. That's like vikarma. And what is akarma? Action which will free you from the cycle of birth and death. What is that? Akarma?
To be in the Krishna consciousness.
Krishna conscious activities. So anything related to Krishna, like any activities or doing religious. So that's akarma. Akarma means action which will free from birth and death cycle. So law of nature is every action has equal and opposite reaction. So you do a punya, there is a punya reaction waiting. You do a papa, there is a papa waiting. Not like you do papa and then you do a punya, it won't get balanced. That's not the law of karma, right? Some people think that, oh, I did so much papa, let me do some punya so that it get balanced. No, punya's result will come separate, papa result will come separate. It cannot be. The only solution is doing akarma. When you do akarma, you're actually derooting, or you're pulling the root out of that sin. So that means it gets crushed. Okay, so there are different types of karma, like we can see here. Vikarmis. Vikarmis, they don't follow the Vedas. They risk of being degraded to lower species of form of life, and it's not appreciated by saintly people. And the purpose of life is getting defeated. They don't know the real goal of life. And karmis, when you call them karmis, is they follow the Vedas, they're very pious, and they attain Swargaloka. But what is the use? Shine punye martilogam vishanti. Prabhupada gives a nice example. You go to a moon planet, a base, your spaceship or whatever. And then once the oil is over, the fuel is over, the spaceship has to come down. It cannot stay there. So it's like going to Swarga. Go to Swarga, visa is over, Shine punye martilogam vishanti. Again come back. And they even can get a body of a demigod. But eventually, they will return to Martyaloka. And what about akarmis? Akarmis of devotees, they have come to the platform of devotional service to Krishna, and they know fruitive activity will bind us. So means rebirth is there. So they are also, so you can't say, oh, so many grahasthas there are there in ISKCON. So do you mean all of them have to join temple? No, they can work out. They can be in different profession, but their money or whatever they are earning, it is used for devotional service, right? If somebody is an engineer, he gets a salary. He used that money to buy some vegetables or groceries, which is cooked in his kitchen and offered as bhoga to Krishna. Then he takes it as prasadam. Or some part of the money is given to some temple as donation, or to buy Bhagavad Gita, to buy some arati things. So he uses everything in Krishna service. So in that way, they can be Krishna conscious. So akarmis like Narad Muni, the pure devotees, they are not bound with material world. Karmani akarmaya pashyat akarmani cha karmaya sabuddhiman manusheshu sayukta Krishna karmakrit. So I'm starting an ISKCON disciple course at 8:30. So I'll end the class soon. Okay, I've locked the meeting so that it's the same link. Many are joining now. But that's okay. We'll try to go for a breakout room after this. One who sees inaction in action and action in action is intelligent among men. And he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sort of activities. Now, I gave you the definition of inaction and action, right? Now, your breakout room question is, you have to discuss, little complicated, but you should give us with example, what is inaction in action and what is action in inaction? Okay, this is the question. And get some example. So we'll have a quick breakout room. All of you understood? what is action, inaction, 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 and some example. So that you come back, we'll discuss more. Hare Krishna, Aliya, back. So one group is back, I think. We finished discussion. Room
Mataji,
number,
2, we are, I think, back.
yeah, room number 2 is back. Okay, I'll close the room there. Let everybody come back. Hare Krishna, Nishri Mataji, can you post the attendance link?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. I'll just post.
So, yes, by then, Siddharth Prabhu, yeah, you can start. About action and inaction.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji, and also my to all my team members. So what we have discussed is that there are two states. The first state is action. However, in that state, it is treated as inaction. So state of action, however, treated as inaction, that is happening when the devotees of Krishna are actually doing everything in a temple that has been already given that example. A lot of actions they are doing, big book distribution that is going on, making of prasadam, everything, all the activities which are going on in a very high scale, looks like that it is kind of inaction for others, because they are not doing the mundane activities, they are not the karmis, so it doesn't look like that. However, that is a state of action. However, it is an inaction because they're in the platform of Krishna consciousness. Second is second is action in inaction. So state is inaction. So that state, Mataji has suggested in our team, is that, for example, if we take Arjuna's position, where he is surrendered to Krishna, he is saying Sadimam Tvam Prapannam, and Krishna is also saying that Nimitta Matra Bhava Sabhya Sachi. So that means at that stage he has already surrendered. So he's already in a stage of inaction, but he's fighting. So his fighting is an action, but his state is in inaction. And also examples we have discussed in our team is that of the exalted rishis, and like Prithu Maharaj, like Ambarish Maharaj, who have in fact done Navada Bhakti, all bhaktis, and they were doing all kinds of royal duties, all kinds of prescribed duties, but they were in inaction because they are in the platform of Krishna consciousness. So I think these are two examples we can say from our team. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, nice examples and easy to understand. So what about the other room? Room number 2.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, inaction is like what you were just explaining before we went to the breakout room, where you are actually seen doing action, but the attitude is in Krishna consciousness, so you don't get the fruitive results of it. So internally, it's like a inaction, and action in inaction is like a karma sannyas, when you actually renunciate the work itself, but without actually getting fully purified. So although you are seen from outside as not doing anything, just sitting and chanting or meditating, but internally your mind is actually dwelling into all sense objects. So it's like the falgu vairagya, which we call. So this is how we thought.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay. Mamta Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna. So in action, we said that the people who don't want to live in this material world, who cannot hack it, they think, oh, we are becoming a yogi and all that, so they go, but their mind is always contemplating on other things. So they want to do it, but because they cannot, they don't want to do it. So that is action in action, right? And they still are thinking about the sinful activities. They still want to eat something, but they're pretending because they cannot achieve it, or they cannot do it. So the action is that the devotees, the Karma yogis, whatever duties they are doing, they are like earning the money. They're like you said, they're giving to temple, or the ladies who are staying in the home, and when they're cooking for not for the kids, they're cooking for Shana, for the Krishna, and giving to the family. They're staying in this material world and doing all the activities, but doing for the Krishna, not for themselves. So even whatever results they come when they go to work, whatever results they get, whatever money they get, and even they want more, or they don't want even more. Whatever they get, they are happy with it. And if they get less, and they said, oh, that's what Krishna wants. And if they get more, and they said, oh, Krishna is so grateful. So these are the example, and all the like Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Yudhishthira, all were the example of the kind of inaction. They did all their duties. They live in material world. They performed everything, but they never looked for the results, right? Whatever the result was, they were happy with it because they were doing Krishna's work. That's what we discussed.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So all the things have said in the right way. Okay. So I already actually had given a clue. I didn't know this was the breakout room question. So here, in action. Yes. So we'll see. There's some examples also which you have mentioned. Action is nishkama karma, like kind of a symptom of a detached worker. Yes. Because there is activity that is doing karmic activity, but it's not attached to the fruits. No, he's not attached to the fruits. So symptoms of a detached worker. Okay, inaction. But action in inaction is actually there is no karma binding here. There is no reaction coming, but there is activity, which is Krishna conscious activities, right? So there is activity, but it is called inaction. Why? Because there is no reaction to it. Something is called as inaction if there is no reaction to it. There's no reaction coming in a Krishna conscious activities, like anything doing in a devotional service, anything, that is all Krishna conscious activities. That is, activity is there, but it looks like inaction. Okay. So we'll do a couple of few slokas and then we can wind up. Yasya sarve samarambha. Wait, 18 sloka is also there. 19. Yasya sarve samarambha karma sangalpa varjitaha jnanagni dagda karmanam tam aho pandidam butaha. So one who is to be understood to be full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification, he is said by the sages to be a worker for whom the reaction of work have been burned up by the fire of perfect knowledge. So reaction is burned up. Okay. There is no reaction binding a person who is in full knowledge, because he knows that karma will bind me, and then he dedicates everything for Krishna. Like Arjuna. What did Arjuna fight? As Prabhu said, he said, Shishyastemaham Shadimam Tvam Prabhamnam. So I become your disciple. And then Krishna started instructing. Then he becomes Nimitta Matram Bhavasya Vesachin. He becomes an instrument. So in that way, even though he's a Kshatriya, even though so many killing have happened in the Kurukshetra war, he's not bounded by the sin. There is no karma binding him. Right? Because he is doing in Krishna conscious activities. So Taktva Karma Falasangam Nityatripto Nirashayaha Karmani Abhipravritto api naiva kinchit karoti saha. Abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kind of undertaking. So no fruitive activities is performed by the person. 21 says, Nirashiryada chittatma tyaktva sarvam parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvan napnodi kilbisham. Such a man of understanding acts with mind and intelligence, perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship, even his possessions, and act only for the bare necessities of life. Thus, working is not affected by sinful reaction. So, the sense of proprietorship. Actually, we think we are the proprietor, but Krishna is the proprietor, no? That's what 5th chapter says, 29th sloka. Moktaramintya tabasam sarvaloga maheshwaram suhridam sarva bhutanam nyatva mam shanti mrichati. So that's a peace formula. Prabhupada says, if anybody wants peace, you should understand 3 things. That Krishna is the proprietor, Krishna is the enjoyer, and he is the well-wisher friend. But sometimes Ravana, no, he thought he is the proprietor, he is the enjoyer. Or when you say Hiranyakashipu, when you say Duryodhana, no, they were thinking that, oh, all this possessions, everything belongs to me. So that's why Duryodhana had to fight. I mean, he was keeping that land, Hastinapur, with him because he thought he is the owner, he is the possession. But they don't know that Ishavasyamitam Sarvam, that Krishna, everything belongs to the Lord. Yadrichalava Santushto Dvandva Dvandvadido Vimatsaraha Sama Siddhau Asiddhau Cha Kritva Pinani Bhatyate. He who is satisfied with gain which comes of his own accord, who is free from duality and does not envy, who is steady in both success and failure, is never entangled, although performing action. Okay, so although the activity is going on, but then there is no entanglement. That is what the goal is. Brahmanorpanam Brahmahavir 23. Gada sangasya muktasya jnana vastita chetasaha yajnaya charatat karma samagram praviliyate. The work of a man who is unattached to the modes of material nature and is fully situated in transcendental knowledge merges entirely into transcendence. So somebody should be unattached to the 3 modes. Then they become fully satisfied and situated in transcendental knowledge. It's like a pure devotee. A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is so sure to attain spiritual kingdom. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir Brahmagno Brahmana Huda Brahmahavir Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samad. So somebody who is completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness, definitely they go back, right? And because of his full contribution to the spiritual activities in which the consummation is absolute, and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. So there are some examples you can see here, working on our own account and working for God, like a cashier. No? He receives a lot of money on the behalf of the bank, but the moment he steals, then he becomes arrested. Or a soldier, he kill a lot of people and he even get Paramveer Chakra. And when he kills his neighbor, then he becomes arrested. Or Arjuna fighting for Dharma Yuddha on the behalf of Krishna. And Duryodhana is fighting for his own selfish plan. So we are doing for Atmendriya Triptivancha, that's calm. We are trying to satisfy our senses, that's karma. Then we get punished for that because we get the reaction. But when you work for Krishna, it's Krishnendriya Triptivancha, that's prem. Okay. So the material loop is like this. Because of ignorance, the material existence is there. There is a sinful life. So because of ignorance, we do sin, avidya. Because of avidya, we do papa. And because of papa, we get bound into this material world again and again. So sacrifice has to be done. You know, when Lord Brahma heard tapa, does anyone know? When did he hear tapa? Lord Brahma.
After he was doing the he was looking, he went up and down from the
when Mataji? At what time? When was it?
Before the creation, Mataji.
Yeah. So actually Garbhadakshay Vishnu, So we just saw Goloka chart where the Garbhodesha ocean is there and the Garbhodesha Vishnu lies. And from his navel, the stem comes, lotus, and then there's Brahma. So Brahma is the first created being. On this sense, he is the secondary creator. Brahma was created first before the creation of this world. So Brahma, he was alone and he was created on the lotus, and he is called Swayambhu or Atmabhu because he was created by the Lord himself without the help of Lakshmi. And he has, once he came, Brahma started looking around. Hey, what is happening? Nobody is around. And he went down and searched everywhere in Garbhodesha ocean. He could not see anybody. And then what happened?
Then he heard from Lord Vishnu about the word tapa.
Tapa. Then he heard tapa, that he should be doing tapasya, tapa. Then this is in first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, if you read. So then when he heard tapa, he's understood, oh, I should do tapasya. Then he went and started doing meditation. Then the Lord gave him darshan. He said that, yes, you can start creation, and gave him all the instructions. So even Brahma had to do sacrifice or tapasya to see the Lord. What about us? So it is said all sacrifice must be performed with the knowledge of their purpose and goal. Now, the purpose of sacrifice is to know Lord. Like the sacrifice in Kali Yuga is chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Okay, so Sloka 25 to 29 is about different types of sacrifice. Okay, attaining jnana through yajna. By sacrifice, how can we attain jnana? Devam eva pare yajnam yogina paripasate. Brahmagnau apare yajnam yajne naivopajuhvati. So some yogis perfectly worship the demigods by offering different sacrifices to them. And some offer sacrifice in the fire of the Supreme Brahman. So some of them, they worship demigods, but we just discussed about demigod worship, right? We know that the karmis or the yogis, they worship demigods by different sacrifices because they want different things. Mukti, Bhukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sagale Ashanta, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateva Shanta. Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami. Bhukti means material enjoyment. Mukti, Moksha, or Siddhi, the Ashta Siddhis, Animale, Kima, Mahima, all that. So they are Shakala Ashanta. They are very Ashanta. They don't, so they are Ashanda. They are not able to be peaceful. But Krishna Bhakta, Nishkama, he doesn't have any desire. So he's Adeva Shanta, he's Shanta. So some of them, they worship demigods, some of them, they worship Brahman, the Jyoti. Jnana yogis offer sacrifice in the fire of Brahman. The Krishna conscious person like Arjuna, however, sacrifice everything for the satisfaction of Krishna. So that's the best thing to do. Because when you do that, you go back to Krishna. Shrotani Nindriyani Samyamagnishu Juhvati. Shabdadin Vishayan Anya Indriyagnishu Juhvati. Some, the unadulterated brahmachari, sacrifice the hearing process and senses in the fire of mental control, and others, the regulated householders, sacrifice objects of senses in the fire of senses. So just understand, this is for the different ashramas, brahmacharis, what are they supposed to do? Swadhyay and the grihasthas. So mind control has to be done, and brahmacharis, they offer the senses in the fire of mind control, and grihasthas, they have sense enjoyment or sense objects of gratification, but it should be regulated. Krishna says dharma aviruddha kamosvi, right? Like grihastha ashram is for producing Krishna conscious children, and garbhadan sanskara and everything to be done. Harer namanu kirtanam has to be done. Chanting and hearing the glories of the holy name has to be done in all the ashrams. Sarvendriyani karmani prana karmani chapare atma samyamya yogagnau juhvati jnana deepite. Others who are interested in achieving self-realization through control of the mind and senses offer the functions of all the senses and of life breath as oblations in the fire of controlled mind. So self-realization, people has to control the life, control the mind. So self-control, that is prana vayu, or life air has to be controlled. So there are 42 slokas in this chapter. We'll stop around 32. Okay, so that 32 is an important sloka in this chapter. So the 10 slokas we can do next week. Dravya yajnastapo yajna yoga yajnastatapare swadhyaya jnana yajnascha yataya samsita prataha swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means self-study. Like all of you comes once in a week in this class and then learn Bhagavad Gita. But you yourself should read, or you attend Bhagavatam class of the temple. But you yourself has to read, have a habit of reading. Having access, all of you should start reading Bhagavatam, because Bhagavad Gita is just the basic study. If you want to know more about creation, more about Krishna, and more about the whole universe, like everything, this Goloka chart, everything, all the basis is from Bhagavatam. So start reading Bhagavatam. Having accepted strict vows, some become enlightened by sacrificing their possession, others by performing severe austerities, and by practicing yoga of eightfold mysticism, that is Ashta Siddhi, or by studying the Vedas to advance the transcendental knowledge. Charitable activities are done, Dravya Maya Yajna, as sacrificing the possessions, and sacrificing comforts of life is called Tapo Maya. But actually, it is not needed. In Krishna consciousness, it is called Yukta Vairagya, and everything can be used in Krishna service. So, practice of yoga or eightfold mysticism is also done by some, and Swadhyay should be done by all of us. That is engagement of the sacrifice of studying of the Vedas to advance in transcendental knowledge, so called scriptural study. So there are 5 S to advance in spiritual life. Now, what are they? Does anyone know? The 5 S of our spiritual life. Now, one is Swadhyay. Then
Sadhu Sangha.
Sadhu Sangha, very good. Then, so that means devotee association.
Shastra.
Swadhyay.
Shastra comes in Swadhyay.
Okay.
Sadachar.
Sadachar, very good.
Seva. And
Seva.
Shravanam Mataji, Hare Krishna. Sadachar Mataji.
Sadachar, yes.
Sadhana.
Shravanam comes in sadhana, yeah. Shravanam comes in sadhana. I think you're done.
Service.
Seva.
Seva.
So first is sadhana, right? So every day morning we get up early in Brahma Muhurta, start chanting our rounds, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, all that comes in sadhana. So after sadhana, when you do sadhana, you're doing in association of devotees, either online or offline. So sadhu sangha. So sadhana, sadhu sangha. After that, seva, you have to do some kind of service. Then there is swadhyay, self-study of scriptures. Then satachar. Satachar means etiquette, like respecting senior Vaishnavas and all that. So these are the 5 S which is required for our spiritual life. Apare jihvadi pranam prane apanam tatapare pranapanagati rutva pranayama parayanaha apare nityahara niyatahara pranan praneshu jihvati. Still others who are inclined to the process of breath restraints to remain in trance and practice by offering movement of the outgoing breath into the incoming and incoming breath into the outgoing. That's pranayama. And thus at last remain in trance, stopping all breathing. That's like samadhi. Others curtailing the eating process offer the outgoing breath into itself as a sacrifice. So this is stuff of yoga, controlling the breathing process, pranayama. This comes in the Ashtanga yoga, but that's not actually practiced, not necessary in Krishna consciousness. Mam choya vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati tainan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. But Krishna says, whoever is engaged in anandala or devotional service, transcend the modes of material nature and is elevated to the spiritual sky. Okay, so 30 to 33 is about purpose of sacrifice. Why are we doing the sacrifice? Sarve api eda yajna vito yajna shapita kalmashaha yajna shishtamrita pujo yanti brahma sanatanam. All these performers who know the meaning of sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reactions. So any sacrifice we are doing, yajna or austerities and this ekadashi and everything is for what? To get cleansed of our sinful reaction. And having tasted the nectar of the results of sacrifice, they advance towards the supreme eternal atmosphere. So all the sacrifice will help us to become cleansed of our sinful activities of material existence. And sense gratification is the root cause for material existence. We have a lot of sense gratification. We come back to this world again and again. The common aim of all sacrifice is to control the senses. Nayam loko asti avatnyasya kuto anya kuru sattama. So Krishna says, oh, best of Kuru dynasty, without sacrifice, one can never live happy in this planet or in this life. What to speak of next life, right? So life of Krishna consciousness is the only solution for all the problems in the material existence. Okay. Oh, this is, okay. Evam bahuvida yajna vitata brahmano mukhe karma jnan viditan sarve Sarvan evam jnatva vimokshasi. All these different types of sacrifice are approved by the Vedas, and all of them are born of different types of work. Knowing them as such, you will become liberated. So all the works is approved by the Vedas, all the sacrifice. And yajna sankirtana praye. So what is the yajna here? Kalo Hari Kirtanam, Kalo Tat Hari Kirtanam. So in Kali Yuga, Hari Kirtanam is allowed. But all type of different kinds of sacrifice are recommended ultimately for what? Bringing liberation. This is confirmed by the Lord here in his own mouth. Okay, so we'll stop with this. Shreyan dravya mayat yajnat jnane yajna parantapa sarvam karma khilam partha jnane parisamapyate. O chastise of any be, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of Pritha, all sacrifice of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. So what sacrifice? Everything has to be done for jnana. All sacrifice culminates in transcendental knowledge. So our sacrifice especially did not have to be done. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's guru, that is Gaura Kishore Das Babaji, is illiterate. He couldn't even put his own signature, but he used to chant the holy name 24 hours. In that, he got transcendental knowledge. So main sacrifice in Kali Yuga is chanting the holy name, and by chanting itself, transcendental knowledge will come. Studying the Shastras will help it. Okay, so we'll stop here. Any questions or anything to add? So, did all of you do IDC, ISKCON Disciple Course? Those who are initiated would have done. Those who have not done, you can join at 8:30 in the same link. We are doing an ISKCON Disciple Course. It's a free course, 5 days course. But it's basically to understand why we need a guru. It's a compulsory course, a mandatory course, very compulsory to take initiation in ISKCON. And it's valid throughout your life. You get a certificate. There'll be an exam. It's about Guru Tattva, to understand our position and about our guru and all that. So before initiation, before taking Diksha, this is needed. Okay, anything to add? Any questions? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, how to join this, Mataji? This 5 days course?
Yeah, it starts today. So we have a WhatsApp group. So we have today you just join at 8:30. Starting the course in
The
the
same link, Mataji?
Yes, yes. Okay, so I think we can stop here. Nothing to add. Panchakalpadrubhasya kripasindhubhyascha patitanam Vaishnavibhyo namo namah Kodi Vaishnavi ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Krishna,
Thank
Mataji,
you,
Dandavad
Mataji.
Pranam. Mataji.
Thank you,
And the
Anisha.
IDC attendance link, would you require it, Mataji?
For IDC?
Yes,
No,
Mataji.
I've got it from another